Airbnb is one of the top paying companies this year. Of course, money isn't always everything, and no company is perfect. So, should you consider working at Airbnb this year? Hey everyone, my name is Cody Engel, and I make videos all about the tech industry. Today, I want to tell you everything that I have learned about Airbnb, including how much money you can expect to make. By the end of the video, you'll know whether or not to put Airbnb on your list of companies to work for. Today, Airbnb is a multi-billion-dollar company that lets people rent other people's spaces for vacations or longer-term stays. As of last year, the company had 6 million active listings in over 100,000 cities in over 220 countries worldwide. There are over 4 million hosts on Airbnb that have seen more than 1 billion arrivals and have earned over $150 billion. Of course, like every Silicon Valley unicorn, Airbnb came from more humble beginnings. Back in 2007, Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia decided to put an air mattress in their living room to turn their apartment into a bed and breakfast. They created the website airbedandbreakfast.com and welcomed their first 3 guests in the summer of 2008 during the Industrial Design Conference taking place in San Francisco. By this time, they had also welcomed a third co-founder by the name of Nathan Bleck. I don't know how to say his last name, so we'll leave it at that right after you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. In 2009, Air Bed and Breakfast was accepted into Y Combinator and received $20,000 in seed funding. The co-founders used this money to fly out to New York City to meet with some potential users and soon figured out how to create a profitable business. Along with connecting guests with hosts for vacation rentals, Airbnb is also looking to promote living from anywhere on their platform. At this time, there isn't too much information, but I could imagine them wanting to lean into the digital nomad lifestyle that is becoming more popular. Don't get too excited about being able to work at Airbnb as a digital nomad though, because as of this recording, I could not find many remote jobs that were 100% remote. In my research, I noticed that many employees were talking about hybrid work at Airbnb that involved going into the office a few days a week and then working remotely the other days. While Airbnb does seem to want employees back in the office at some regular interval, their other benefits are quite good and have an estimated value of $17,130. If you are worried about leaving your pet back at home, then don't. Airbnb offers a pet-friendly workplace, so you can bring your best friend to work with you. They also offer a $2,000 annual travel stipend to go with their 15 days of paid time off. While they don't offer unlimited time off, they have a bank of PTO that can be helpful when you decide to leave the company, as you will be paid for any time off that you accrued but did not use. Also, with these PTO policies, it will usually reset at the beginning of the year, so there tends to be pressure to use it or lose it, as opposed to never taking any time off, which happens fairly often with unlimited PTO policies. You also get 5 days of sick time each year, which I'm not a huge fan of. This is a fairly old way of looking at sick time and can result in colleagues coming into the office and getting others sick. If I wasn't feeling well and working at Airbnb, I would most likely work from home and just not get any work done because I would be resting and recuperating. If you're expecting a newborn, then you can take 22 weeks off for maternity leave. If you're an expecting father, then you'll get 10 weeks of paternity leave. This discrepancy is still somewhat normal in the workplace, although I wish it wasn't. That topic could be for another video someday in the future though. If you need help taking that leave, then you might be happy to hear they offer adoption and fertility assistance. Getting back to Airbnb not prioritizing full-time remote opportunities, you can expect to have free snacks, breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the office. They also have an on-site gym to go along with their health benefits, which are fairly run-of-the-mill, which is to say they are more than adequate. In terms of their financial benefits, they have a 401k, both pre-tax and post-tax, and will match 50% of the first 5% of your contributions. If you've watched my other videos in the past, you'll find Airbnb to have a fairly normal compensation structure, so I'll go ahead and breeze right through the main points. Their total compensation consists of a base salary, bonus, RSUs, along with a sign-on for some select employees. The base salary and bonus are self-explanatory, and the RSUs have a 4-year vesting schedule. There is a 25% cliff after the first year, and then your RSUs will vest at a rate of 6.25% every 3 months for the remaining 3 years. Sign-on bonuses are fairly tricky to get information on. From the limited numbers I have come across, $40,000 looked fairly normal, with $50,000 being somewhat of an outlier. It's worth noting that not everyone gets a sign-on bonus. These are usually reserved for employees that a company really wants to hire, or for someone that has competing offers and needs some extra help deciding on Airbnb. Getting into salaries for software engineers, we'll start out with Airbnb's L3, which is roughly equivalent to an entry-level software engineer. At this level, you can expect to make around $224,000 per year and likely have between 0 and 2 years of experience. Next up is the L4 level, which is roughly mid-level software engineer. These software engineers earn around $308,000 a year with 1 to 6 years of experience. Something worth noting is years of experience isn't everything. It can certainly be an indicator, but I like to think of experience as quality over quantity. It's even more apparent with senior software engineers that have between 3 and 14 years of experience and earn $419,000 a year. An L6 can expect to make $579,000 with 8 to 25 years of professional experience. This level is also somewhat in between a senior software engineer and staff software engineer. Getting into the other career paths at Airbnb, a data scientist can make between $253,000 going up to $399,000. Product designers make around $245,000. Product managers start out around $319,000. As their titles increase, their salaries do as well, capping out around $495,000. Technical program managers have their own distinction at Airbnb along with their own salary expectations. You can expect to earn around $370,000 a year. Marketing and recruiting both come in around $190,000. Business analysts fare a bit better at $200,000 a year. Engineering managers earn between $649,000 going up to $1,130,000 at higher levels. Employee reviews are somewhat hit or miss. The company offers fairly mediocre career growth and management is fairly lackluster. Some employees have referred to Airbnb's management chain as immature, along with having complaints about the CEO being a narcissist. It also sounds like projects are being dictated by the leadership team, which could be causing issues with the design team blocking the development team. This sort of situation can work well if you want to invest, but it's not so great if you want continued career growth. Employees have been happy with their work-life balance, along with their compensation and benefits. Given the last point, I think this makes a lot of sense, because if there isn't a lot of work, then it becomes easier to take time off. When you look at what Airbnb has done in the past couple of years, what comes to mind? Let me know in the comments below. I am on the fence if I would be interested in working at Airbnb. On one hand, leading people is a difficult job and you're not going to make everyone happy. This could be one of the reasons why the reviews are complaining about management. On the other hand, I'm genuinely worried about the reports of lack of work, which can be both a blessing and a curse. When you don't have anything to work on, you have to be comfortable with the idea that your job could be made redundant at any point in time. If you are willing to take a gamble, then you'll be rewarded with a fairly timid work schedule. Another strategy that is growing in popularity is working multiple full-time jobs at the same time. Perhaps Airbnb could be a good company if that's what you are into. If you're wondering how people work multiple full-time jobs, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell, because I'm hoping to create a dedicated video on that exact topic. If you decide to work for Airbnb, you won't have to worry about work-life balance. If you are currently struggling with work-life balance, then I'd suggest checking out this video right now. Also, be sure to check out our Discord community that is free to join. The link can be found in the description below. That's it. That's the video. Get out of here.